Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of What's Wrong With. Now today we're going to talk about a site that has been dominating this last few years. And that site is Duelling Network. Now you might be wondering what is exactly so good about this site that duelists from literally around the world are using it day in and day out. But before I get into that, you must first know what it is. Duelling Network is a site that lets you duel people from, like I said, around the world. So let's just get right into the good point, shall we? Now before this we had such as you go online, but to be honest you had to pay for that, and no one wants to pay to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Really? Seriously. Another thing that's pretty good about it is that it is very easy to use. It certainly gives off the feel that anyone who's new to the game or has been playing the game for years can just pick up this site and just play it and just make any deck they want. Which brings us to our next good point. You can have any card you want. And because of that you can just have so many different decks. I mean seriously, I have seen so many different variant types of decks over the past couple of years that Duelling Network has been around. Now even though there are a lot of good points to this site, I must stress heavily it is outweighed by a lot of bad points. One of them being a point that I just mentioned actually. Even though you can have literally any card you want and make any deck you want, you can have any card you want and make any deck you want. Which obviously means that a lot of people are going to be playing burn decks and chain burn decks. Which is fine, I guess. I mean, I'm not being like a Nazi or anything. I mean, you can play literally any deck you want if you really want to. But I feel it just makes the games just boring. And not only that, people will look down on you if you play these sort of decks. And that brings me on to my next bad point. The community. Now I know this isn't the same for a lot of you, but I feel a lot of time I'm playing on Duelling Network and I'll be like, oh shit, that guy's just activated his gauze. I have to activate my bottomless now. What the hell are you doing? Well, I gotta stop your gauze from being summoned, so I just activated my bottomless so I could protect myself. Did I do something wrong? You are such a noob! Sorry, how? Everybody knows that you cannot activate trap cards during the damage step. Causes effect activates in the damage step, so you cannot activate your bottomless during the damage step. Now I know this doesn't apply to a lot of you out there. In fact, a lot of you had actually made me better players and realised the errors of my way. But still, for those of you who are like this, you've got to allow some leeway for players who maybe haven't been playing for that long. Another bad point is the amount of lag. Now this is probably the worst thing about Duelling Network. And sometimes you don't even know if it's lag or not. It could just be that the player is taking his time. Now I know there is another program that I can use which is basically the exact same thing at Duelling Network, but the problem is I have a Mac and I can't exactly use it because it's for Windows only at this point in time. And from the videos I've seen of Duelling Network, I'd say it's actually pretty good because it's cut out a lot of the bad points that I've just said in this video, especially the lag. Well guys, that's it for now, and I'll see you next time in another episode of What's Wrong With.